everyone. A lot of people have been asking me how to temper chocolate and to show them how to temper and melt chocolate. So today, actually, pasensya na kayo, my setup is like this because I'm filming I'm doing a product shoot. Ganito yung setup namin, but I'm doing a vlog at the same time. So, because I wanted to show you how to temper chocolate, kasi gagamitin ko rin yan for later for the product shoot. Today, I'll show you an easy way to temper chocolate using the microwave method. There's different ways of doing it. I'll show you a different way next time. So for today, we'll use the microwave. This is an easy way to temper. So we're gonna need covered chocolate. I'm using the DLA Santo Tomas 70%. As long as you can temper white milk or dark chocolate, but keep in mind that the temperatures are gonna be different. So to temper chocolate, we're gonna need covered chocolate, a plastic bowl. Make sure your bowl is plastic kasi if we use a glass bowl it absorbs heat compared to the plastic. So for this method, for the microwave method, we want to use a plastic bowl, a spatula, and a thermometer. Today I'm using an infrared thermometer. You can use a chocolate thermometer, may nabibiling ganon. But for easy use and no cleanup, I use an infrared thermometer. So let's start. So as I said, with the plastic bowl, we're going to take our chocolate. We're going to need about 500 grams of chocolate and 100 grams for seeding. I'll explain what seeding is later. So here's the chocolate. We're going to melt it in the microwave in 30-second increments. Be careful with the microwave because you might overheat the chocolate. And when you overheat the chocolate, it's going to turn grainy and unusable. If you're not too comfortable, you can start with medium-high. I like to use high because I'm used to it. So we're going to melt the chocolate up to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, here's the chocolate. After 30 seconds, we'll check the temperature. 37, we need 50 degrees. So what we're going to do, instead of a stirring motion, we're going to do a push and pull to eliminate so that we don't create a lot of air bubbles. So here's the chocolate. We're at 50 degrees. Now we're going to lower the temperature to 28 degrees. How do we do that? By seeding. So we're going to add our extra chocolate. I reserved some chocolate earlier, and we're going to add this to our melted chocolate. That's called seeding. So we're going to add some chocolate. This is to bring down the temperature to 28 degrees. The important thing about chocolate is not only the temperatures, but movement is important. So you want to agitate the chocolate to redistribute the cocoa butter crystals. And that's the reason we're melting chocolate to a certain temperature. That's to we basically want to rearrange the cocoa butter crystals so that we have a glossy and smooth chocolate that snaps. If you have ever seen chocolate na merong parang white on top, something like this. So if you see chocolate like this, that's called bloom. That happens when you don't store the chocolate at the right temperatures or when you don't temper chocolate. So this is what happens. That's called bloom. It's not totally a bad thing, pero it's gonna have sometimes it has that grainy texture when you eat it. So that's what we want to avoid. That's why we want to temper couverture chocolate. You don't temper compound chocolate, by the way. So that's why we're doing this. Tempering is actually very easy. Tempering is very easy once you get the hang of it. Madali lang siyang gawin, especially with this method. The other method of doing it is the tabling method, which is a little messy, but it's nice when you have like a big batch of chocolate and you have a big marble table. That's what pastry chefs do, but if you're just doing this at home, you don't need a big marble table for that. You can just do the seeding method through the microwave. So we want to bring down the temperature to about 27-28 degrees Celsius. And then we're going to bring it up again to 31 to 32 degrees. So you want to agitate the chocolate to rearrange the cocoa butter crystals. So you can see the chocolate that I added earlier is already melted. Some people what they do is they take a big chunk of chocolate block, and that's what they use to seed the chocolate, and then they take out whatever part is not melted. So you can do that as well, but since we have coins here, we can't do that. So now I've cooled down the chocolate to 28 degrees Celsius. We're going to bring this back up to 31-32 degrees Celsius. There's different ways of doing that. You can use the microwave or a double boiler, or my favorite method is with a heat gun or a blow dryer. Just because I don't want to overheat the chocolate, because it's a microwave, it's so hot, no? I don't want to overheat the chocolate, so to avoid that, we want to use gentle heat to bring it back up to 31-32 degrees Celsius. We start. Let's check. 31-32, that's the working temperature of your chocolate. That's when you know that it's going to be in temper, and we have the right cocoa butter crystals. Now, different chocolate brands have different working temperatures, so please check with your manufacturer, depending on the brand that you're using. So for this brand, this is the temperature that I find works best for me. You have to be, I think the reason that a lot of people find tempering very intimidating is because, you have to be very careful with the temperatures. Because if it goes out of temper, you have to repeat the whole process all over again. It's very frustrating. When I was in pastry school, ganun din ako, it was so frustrating kasi I had to do it a few times before I got it. But if you have a thermometer and you can more or less gauge when your chocolate is close to being tempered, because it's thicker than when it was melted at 50 degrees. And you can feel the bowl, it's not warm. We're at 30. The 2 degrees, sobrang bilis lang niya. So if you do this in the microwave, there's a tendency to overheat. The with chocolate. Max temperature is 90 degrees. Okay, we're at 31. This is perfect. So how do you know if your chocolate is in temper? You can use a piece of parchment paper. Here I'm going to use a knife. So we're going to dip the knife. Just a thin piece of chocolate. And we're going to wait for this. Properly tempered dark chocolate should set at room temperature within a few minutes. So we're going to wait for this to set. If it's glossy and if it doesn't have any bloom, then your chocolate isn't tempered. I'll leave this here. You can see here, you can see the chocolate has already set. That's less than 10 minutes. The chocolate's already set and there are no white streaks. That means this chocolate is perfectly tempered. So that's how you temper chocolate using the microwave method. If you have any questions, post your comments below. By the way, sorry for the mess. We're doing a product shoot. For questions, post your comments below. Please follow my Instagram at Jamie Gardina Cake Design, TikTok for quick tips at JG Cake Design, and YouTube at Jamie Gardina Cake Design. Please comment the videos that you want me to do in the future, and I'll try to accommodate your requests as best as I can. Until next time.